Republicans love spewing toxins into the air, whether it's cigar smoke or gas from their stoves. Scientists for years have known that gas ovens, gas stoves, are bad for the environment because they spew methane into the atmosphere, which is perhaps the most stubborn of all greenhouse gases. Gas stoves also produce nitrogen dioxide, and when you cook with a gas stove, you are releasing dangerous carcinogenic chemicals into the air inside your home, the air you and your children breathe. Gas stoves cause respiratory illness in children and cancer in adults. That's a fact. You don't want a gas stove in your home. And that is why, earlier this month, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said they are considering regulating gas stoves with the possibility of eventually banning them. Nobody should be burning gas inside their home. But Republicans, well, they love anything that poisons the air. It could be cigar smoke, or in this case, gas, methane, especially since the oil companies donate so much money to their campaigns in return for their denying that climate change is man-made. For example, Congressman Mike Garcia, he's a Republican representing California's 27th congressional district, and last week he responded to the threat of regulating gas stoves. He responded in a perfectly sane and reasonable manner by tweeting this: "Imagine a world where all tortillas are heated in the microwave." This is not something from The Onion, and he's being serious. "We must take a stand against this insanity." What insanity? Your own? Then there's Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, who's a Democrat who takes more money from the oil industry than any other member of Congress. And Joe Manchin loves gas. And as you can see from this picture, Joe Manchin loves gas so much, instead of smiling at strangers, he prefers making long and wet farting noises. Here's his tweet. "This is a recipe for disaster. The federal government has no business telling American families how to cook their dinner. I can tell you the last thing that would ever leave my house is the gas stove that we cook on." Republican Congressman Dr. Ronny Jackson also weighed in. He was President Donald Trump's personal physician in the White House until it was discovered he was abusive towards women, drank too much, and overprescribed uppers and downers to the Trump staffers. And so he could no longer be Trump's personal physician. He had no choice. What do? When you're a disgraced doctor, you move back to Texas and run for Congress as a Republican. And as a Republican doctor, he took the Republican Hippocratic oath to support anything that kills humans. Here he is over the summer, brandishing 2 AR-15s, delivering a message to Joe Biden, who was threatening to bring back the old assault weapons ban.
Hey everybody, this is Congressman Ronny Jackson from the great state of Texas. I have a message for the Biden administration. If you're thinking about taking our ARs, you can start here in Texas. On behalf of all the law-abiding gun owners in the state of Texas, I just want to say, come and get it.
That would be Republican doctor, Donald Trump's personal physician, Dr. Ronny Jackson, brandishing 2 AR-15s. Dr. Jackson took to Twitter to deliver his professional medical opinion on regulating gas stoves. He wrote, "I'll never give up my gas stove. If the maniacs in the White House come for my stove, they can pry it from my cold, dead hands." Sounds like he's got cold, dead hands, because anybody who wants to take away his gun, they have to pry it from his cold, dead hands. And now if we want to take away his stove, we have to pry that from his cold, dead hands. You should get your cold, dead hands looked at, Dr. Ronny Jackson. As well as your cold, dead stare. Well, that's Dr. Ronnie Jackson. And then there's Mercedes Schlapp. She's a former lobbyist for the National Rifle Association. And, she's a good Christian conservative married to Matt Schlapp. She decided to weigh in on the whole gas stove controversy. And Mercedes Schlapp tweeted, "I'm keeping my gas stove." Mercedes Schlapp announced that she's keeping her gas stove. Yeah, Mercedes is keeping her gas stove because it's the only thing in her home she's able to turn on.